Assalamu alaikum, my friends. I'm here with another presentation. This wouldn't necessarily be a tutorial because I am not 100% sure if this is the correct way to go about things. I just wanted to share how it happened for me. I don't even want to say how it worked or anything. This is just how it happened. So story time. Everybody always wants to ask me how long have I been skating. And I first on a skateboard and got a skateboard when I was 5 years old. One of my earliest memories actually is just going up and down my driveway at like 5 years old on the driveway. Nobody in my family skated. I had no friends who skateboarded. I didn't play any video games. I didn't know anything. Maybe I saw it on TV a little bit. I understood what an ollie was. And that was the only goal that I had in mind, like long-term goal. I didn't know anything about a kickflip, shove it, or anything, just a 5-year-old. And I also want on record knowing that you can ollie with a cheap Walmart board, okay? As long as it's not one of those mini boards or a hand board or anything. I learned as a 5-year-old on plastic trucks, the shittiest wheels. The board had the nose was just completely flat, like a penny board, basically, and it had a kicker or a tail that was just, the cheapest. There was no concave or anything. Do I recommend it? Not really. Maybe you'd want to get a better quality skateboard, but a better quality skateboard is not going to give you the skills to ollie. At the end of the day, if you can't ollie, it's like 99% chance that it has nothing to do with your gear. So that being said, I've tried to show maybe at least 10 people in my life. I don't know. I've showed a decent amount of people how to ollie. Everybody, when they get on a skateboard, they want to learn how to ollie. And I understand it. It's kind of the foundation of being comfortable on your board and even using your skateboard as a tool in terms of going up curbs, going off of curbs, jumping over an obstacle, whatever. It's like the foundation. And it's a good mindset to have. But literally on people's first day on a skateboard, they're at, how do I ollie? How do I jump? How do I jump? And they look like Kanye West when he was trying to ollie. I tell them, you can tell everybody how to do it. You snap down, you jump, you not scoop, you slide your foot up and you get air, and everybody thinks when they first try, they're just gonna get up in the air and whatever. And that might be so. That might work. But most of the time, when people try to ollie, they look like this. They just don't have that coordination. Let me try a switch ollie for you guys. Switch. I've been doing this for years. I fucking still suck. I'm by no means a pro or anything. Let's try another switch ollie. I'm not happy with that. It's actually a little bit better for me if I'm moving with the momentum. Ollie, but that's a whole different thing. The point is, I know how to ollie and switch. That's just kind of something I've been working on that I've neglected as a kid. Anyway, so the thing that stops people from ollieing is just, it's not you're weak, it's not you're dumb or anything. It's just you haven't trained your muscles. Your body can't compute anything. And you probably could learn an ollie jumping, just nonstop trying to go for it and whatever and learning. But I think it's so exhausting and you're probably not gonna get where you want to go. And everybody says this, is just focusing on getting comfortable riding around. Again, as a kid, I had no teachers, nobody Nobody to tell me anything about the concept of sliding your foot or even what popping your board was. That came in much later. See how winded I am already of just jumping around a little bit? So as a kid, as a 5-year-old, all I cared about was going fast and just constantly going back and forth down my driveway. I had a bigger driveway as a kid, so it was like maybe 2 to 3 times the size of this. Or maybe it just looked bigger because I was a little kid. But I remember, you know, imagine a 5-year-old. I don't know if you can see me, but I would just go down, pick my board up, turn it around, and repeat. And that was fun for me. That's all I was doing. And then later down the line, again, didn't know anything about skateboarding, didn't even know what a manual was, but I thought it would be so cool to just, and I hate doing this because the inner core skater in me is like, oh, you shouldn't do this, which is why this is a more unorthodox way of learning it. But I loved tail scrapes as a kid. I just kept doing that. I just kept tail scraping, and my whole thing was just about going fast because I didn't know what a foot brake was. I had no idea what a foot brake was. So as a kid, nobody taught me anything. I thought the best way to brake on a skateboard was just tail scrape, which is true. I'm just now recently learning that to tail scrape, you're supposed to get your heel on the ground, I believe. I never really did that. I don't tail scrape anymore unless I'm messing up a manual. But I feel like the tail scrape taught me the muscle memory of how to get my feet down. You see what I'm saying? It taught me how to comfortably. That is really what you should be practicing to get the ollie. Not just jumping straight into it. It'll come. It'll come. But let me try those switch for you a little bit. I'm not too good. Switch. So I don't even know if I can tail scrape switch. I might even fall on my ass. But that's just a good example to show you how bad I was as a kid. You know, I feel just a little off balance, but little by little, I could tail scrape with ease. And that turns into a manual. So really, before olling, you should just focus on your manuals. But as a kid, I purposely liked the tail scrape. I had this imagination of sparks coming out of my shit. And so eventually, as I got older, I didn't know anything about scooping forward or sliding your foot and leveling the board out, which might be an issue now because I'm at the stage where I'm trying to bone my ollies, but we're not there yet. Boning your ollies is like, you know, blue belt, purple belt level of your ollies. All you want to get is just your wheels off the ground. That's what would make me happy as a kid, really. So as I was getting older, I learned to just jump, and it didn't look too good, just like that. And eventually, I learned it. And at around 10 years old, when I started playing the video games and actually wanted to get into skateboarding, I was like, I know how to ollie. And it just non-stop, just practicing ollies. But it all stems from that little tail scrape, you know? If you can't tail scrape, what makes you think you have, you know? See how unbalanced I am because that's switched? If I can't tail scrape comfortably like this and have that finesse, what makes you think you're just gonna randomly start flying with finesse? Let me try to switch it with some finesse. Oh. do kind of have some excuses with injuries on my foot, but whatever. There we go, that's a little bit of finesse, eh? Oh, that fucking hurts. How about an ollie? How about a fakie ollie? So that's basically it. That's just the easier way into it, you know? You gotta have a good coordination with the manuals and tic-tacking before you get some air. My goal is to ollie over this cone. Just getting comfortable with the speed. I wanna get a good ollie for you guys though. Oh, my back is sore. I'm full of excuses today, which is why I wanted to make a video on something as basic as the ollie. But here we go, let's try and get a little airborne here for you. There we go. So that took, I'm 30, man. And I wasn't doing this every single day, but it's 25 years of muscle memory. So do one more for y'all. And you know, I wasn't 5 years old, just fucking sending it like that. It all just starts from just a manual. And then as I got older, I would pick parts of my garage, like, oh, I want a manual from this square to that square, you know? Once you build that control and you get the balance, because if you can't balance while you're still on the ground, how are you gonna balance when you're landing, you know? Oh. All right, everybody. Well, comment what you think. And I had about 3 Walmart boards before I got a real skateboard. And coincidentally, I didn't really start learning any flip tricks until I got a real skateboard. I'm trying to think. I know a shove it was the first trick I learned. Like I said, 5 years old, so it's like 99. And then I started picking up skateboarding again when I was 10, so 5 years later. And it took me about 2 years to actually get my first kickflip, and it was on my second real skateboard deck. So yeah, a lot of it was just spent just rolling around, doing ollies. You know, I think I was able to jump like 2 stairs and stuff, maybe even 3 stairs before I even got a kickflip. And I don't really remember much on how the pop shove it came about, but it was just out of nowhere they clicked for me, and I just started shoving around. But a lot of my youth was just spent doing this, just riding around, and picking up speed, tic-tacking without putting my foot on the floor, and manually. And the ollieing came later. So you can't learn it in a day, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm still learning how to ollie after 25 years. It's kind of crazy to tell people that I've been skating for 25 years, huh? So, I don't know. Let's get a shove it in for you guys, I guess, since y'all. How about 180? Yep. See? I don't know if you guys can see me, but I have way less control switch because I never spent any time in my childhood skate switch. Fakie shove. Whoa! So yeah, just playing around, man. Let's get a nice ollie for y'all again. All right, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Y'all take care. Comment below what you think. Subscribe for more tutorials.